close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Chris Live in Central Pennsylvania, the final hours of 2024. I'm calling to you from the past. If you are in the Pacific Islands, in Japan, South Korea, Philippines, Vietnam, the Chinese Communists, Kampuchea, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, welcome from the past. You are in 2025. I am in 2024. This is a long-distance shout-out from the past to the future in 2025. How y'all doing out there in the future? Back here in the past, things are still pretty cocked up in 2024, a year in which we saw 2 attempted known assassination attempts against incoming President of the United States. We saw aircraft falling out of the skies, doors blowing out of aircraft. We saw earthquakes, tsunamis. We saw it all this year. All of it, and the death of many public figures, including at the end of the year, former President James Earl Carter Jr., and prior to that, some very famous names throughout the year. So welcome back to the past, folks. It's the past here in these United States of America on the East Coast. It is 11:06 p.m., 23:06 for those of you who follow Universal Time. Let me just check on a sound check here. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Sound check here. Testing. Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good. Welcome back to those who are here. It's already tomorrow in most of the world, but here in the Western Hemisphere, we are approaching the witching hour of midnight, and we will be kicking 2024 in the backside here very soon, saying goodbye to it. But before we get to that at the top of the hour, a few things to discuss and talk about here, a little bit about the history of New Year's resolutions, also look back on what transpired in 2024. So, welcome back to the program. I've got something stuck in my throat, so apologies if I have to turn the mic off occasionally so I don't upset you with a little phlegm clearance. But anyway, welcome back. Let me get a little drink here of my ginger ale with lemonade in it from Canada Dry, the only ginger ale that exists, the best ever, Canada Dry. Never did understand the name Canada Dry, but anyway, I always drank it. Sorry, folks, but that is just something not quite right there. All right, let's say hello. Elizabeth Kruger. I became a member earlier in the previous stream, but let me give her a salute. It's your last chance, folks. If you want to contribute for Super Chats for this year and help us break through the salty cracks that we've been having, you are welcome to do that. But you're going to have to rush. You only have a short amount of time to make that thing happen. So just a short amount of time. It's now approaching midnight, and you have your chance to contribute. Help us get up to 4 figures for the month. We're going to need a little bit of cash to make it there. So let's see where we're at. Probably another 30 or 40 bucks US might get us over the top. I'm not sure. It just depends on how much they decide to steal from us. But we are close to the top of the hour. And there's only 4 people here, so I don't expect a lot of Super Chats from the audience here. Hopefully other folks will join us. I guess it's a little too early. All the South Africans are hung over, except at least if anybody is actually here. Gina's here, okay. Janet's in the U.S. Arctic is currently in the U.S. in a cold and miserable Wisconsin. Oh, you think it's cold there? It's been raining like banshees here and in Manhattan. It stopped just in time for me to take some lovely photographs of this winter scene that this guy always puts up, but I keep missing it, so I wanted to get to it. Let me show you the video here really quickly on my phone, if it'll come up on the screen. And this is, this guy makes this every year at Christmas time. He puts this up. Really goes overboard with the Christmas lights, but it's pretty nice. It was raining, and it's perfect to get the reflection in the street there. So I went out to just record that earlier, took some nice photographs of it. And yeah, so I just, I had to get that earlier. So here's a picture of it. Get the nice reflection of the lights in the street there. It's pretty cool. This guy puts a lot of effort into it. He and his wife go out there and put it out, and they have inflatable things that come up at nighttime too. But I had to get that after it rained. So I caught that earlier when I went in to sign payroll checks at the Veterans Organization. So, yeah, it rained badly, then it stopped. So go back to the Victoria's Secret models for Hendo. Been a while since he mentioned that. And then Smee again says, Happy New Year. There's someone else in South Africa. Good to see you there, Smee. Welcome, folks. 9 people here now. The word must be getting out through the notification system of YouTube, which is not the most effective, but thanks for joining us. And we're going to talk New Year's coming up here. I won't bother to mess around with the call-in this time. It didn't go very well last time, so we'll skip that. But tomorrow we'll take down the New Year's stuff. The lights will probably stay for a couple more days till the weekend. And the snowman, we'll probably take him down sometime soon and get back to a standard studio here shortly. But I want to thank all of you, those who are here now, those who will watch this later on, and those who will never watch it. No, just kidding about the last group. Thank you so much for your patronage, for your support. It really is heartwarming to know that I'm able to reach into the homes and the mobile phones and the tablets and the laptops of people all over the world. I can reach out and touch you, and we can share this experience. It's really awesome. And, I think we connect in a way with our audience that many content creators don't. A lot of them claim to, but I see a lot of faux, what's the word I'm looking for here? Folks who aren't genuine. They're just kind of faux earnestness. They're not really earnest. It's people really in it for the money and the fame. And while I would not turn either down if money and fame came my way, it's not really about that. And I know that I would remain true to my viewers, especially the early viewers, and be humble because, that's always been my nature. I've never forgotten that I'm that private first class that was so unimportant in January of 1985 that my sergeants left me to freeze to death on a 2-hour guard shift where I spent 14 hours on guard duty. I'll never forget that. That's how unimportant I was in the sub-zero temperatures, freezing my butt off outside, wearing my Mickey Mouse boots, my huge mittens, and my pile cap on my head. which sounds bad, but it's actually nice. It's a fur, kind of a, not a fur line, but a wool line sort of inside cap that keeps your ears from freezing. But anyway, thank you all for being here, and I do appreciate your support. I do remain ever humble, no matter how much I joke around about how awesome or successful I may or may not be. Anyway, so thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. And thank you for spending your time with me, especially for those of you here in the States. We're going to rock in the new year. I do have Fox News, and on Fox News, I'm carrying live broadcast. They are going around the world right now. I've seen footage from Rome, Italy. And so we'll be popping in on that. Now they're in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know what's going on in Louisville. There's nobody there. That's pretty strange. I guess they're just showing what's going on. But there's Louisville, Kentucky from Fox News. Right now, they were just in Rome, New York, moments ago. I'm not sure why they're at this ice rink. There's no one there. That's kind of weird. New Orleans, Louisiana, outside the Superdome. Apparently, it's named after Caesar's Palace now, the gambling joint. But you can see the bridge coming across the water there. It's pretty busy at this hour, and they're on a commercial break. So they're traveling around the world, and that's Fox News. We'll bring them in. Presumably, they'll be at Manhattan. What's this? Boston, Massachusetts. That's kind of nice. That's lit up right now. Take a peek at that. But presumably, they'll go to Times Square for midnight, and we'll check that out. Science is saying keep the decorations up until Christmas. Yeah, well, I do like to keep my decorations and my tree up longer than most people, but I don't think I'll keep it up until Christmas. Traditionally, I've been keeping it going until the end of January. We'll see if I do that this year. Anyway, so, but you won't see that because none of that's on camera. Anyway, they are in Times Square. It's 10 p.m. Central Time, 9 Eastern Standard Time. And they're counting down in the Times Square in New York to midnight. And who is out there? There's the mayor, that scumbag mayor, former cop. Ooh. Not exactly a warm welcome for him. Nobody welcomed him warmly. Tony in from the oil sands. Smee says, I just saw on your clock now that I'm an hour early for New Year's wishes. No, it's okay. It's all right. We pop on early. I don't pop on at the hour. I mean, so if you saw you didn't see my data earlier, the data that came through on the stream, but the stream started like this and it grew. And then in the last 20 minutes before midnight South Africa time, it spiked and went up to here. And people stayed for about 2 or 3 minutes after midnight, and then it took a nosedive like that because people just want to pop in and say, see what the new year was here as we went to midnight. So yeah, that's going to be the case again here. So we're just here to share some things. Thanks for being here, Smee. If you're tired, I do appreciate your patronage. If you're tired, you just, doze off. Once we start making noise and blowing the whistles and making the hooting sounds, playing some more music, you'll be fine. Anyway, so let's get to some of the stuff I want to talk about. So New Year's Eve, photographs from around the world. We showed earlier a big focus on Asia, but this is global now. The New York Times has put together some photographs of different images from around the globe on this New Year's. Already New Year's in most of the world, except here in the Western Hemisphere. So New Year's 2025 celebrations from around the world. That is an image of the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin for the New Year's celebration in Berlin. That is the chariot at the top of the Brandenburger Tor. And as we go down, we'll take a look at some of these other celebrations. Those are torches and flaming barrels carried through the streets during the Allendale Tar Barrel Festival in Northern England. I have no idea what the Allendale Tar Barrel Festival is, but that sounds interesting. Here's fireworks illuminating the night over the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, en France. Ah, regarde là, c'est très joli, 2025, oui. Okay, so 2025, as visitor from Spain who was in Times Square earlier this evening. And then we have an image here of face painting in Damascus, Syria. People celebrating New Year's. This here is Auckland, New Zealand. That's from that huge tower in the center of Auckland there. I've been there. I've gone up to the top. It's pretty cool. And so it was countdown to 2025. You can see it count down to 0. And then the fireworks come off the tower. Pretty cool there in Auckland, New Zealand. What a nice place. Such a shame it's wasted on socialists. Anyway. And here you have old-fashioned swimming clothes. People rush into the water in Cabourg, France, to take a traditional swim, the last of the year. This is an image, pretty cool image of the Yogyakarta, Indonesia. It's the Prambanan Temple. It's a 9th century Hindu temple complex. Pretty wild looking. That's impressive. Check it out there, folks. That's impressive architecture and even more impressive fireworks display. And in addition to that, we've got the Ras Al Khaimah. It's a city in the United Arab Emirates. They welcome New Year with a drone and fireworks show. There you go. Look at that. UAE drone and fireworks show. Pretty cool, huh? There you go. All those drones up there. Wow, that's pretty incredible. Wow, that's something else. Anyway, hourglass there, counting down. So here are revelers in the New Year's celebration Taipei, Taiwan. And there are performers at a New Year's Eve countdown event in Beijing wearing the Chinese Communist spacesuit. And here are fireworks around the London Eye on the Thames River in London, just across from Big Ben and Parliament. Wow, that's cray-cray. Check that out. Man, the London Eye. Never gone up in it. The queues are incredibly long. Such a long time to get on that damn thing, and it's not cheap. But you don't have to pay anything to sit on the other side of the river and watch this show. Look at that, man. That's unbelievable. Wow, what a show they put on. Man, oh man, oh man. London was the place to be, wasn't it? So here's fireworks over Big Ben and the Eye from another angle from behind the Eye on the north side, or the east side of the river, I should say. And you can see Big Ben on the other side. Here are crowds gathering at Times Square before the countdown to midnight here in New York. Balloons shaped like hearts released into the air to mark the new year in, of all places, Wuhan, China. Wuhan. Can you say Wuhan flu? Yeah. All right. After that, we've got fireworks rose in the sky, reflected in the water in Ancol Beach in Jakarta, Indonesia. Pretty cool. And here's a gathering in Vladivostok in eastern Russia. And look at that. That's the Taipei 101 skyscraper in Taiwan. That was pretty awesome. Man, from the top of that, that was incredible. Look at that. All those fireworks shooting off that building. Look at that, man. That's incredible. Well done, Taiwan. Everybody's up in the ante here. Look at that. It looks like something out of like a science fiction movie from the future. That is incredible. All right, here's a promenade in Mumbai. And here's people in the New Year's Eve race around a Christmas tree in Siberia, where the temperatures plunged to minus 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Good Lord, that's cold. A group in Damascus, Syria, got more use from their Santa costumes for New Year's. And tourist boats in New Year fireworks in Chao Phraya River in Bangkok, Thailand. They're very, very colorfully illuminated, the boats. And here's revelers in the Victoria Harbor in Hong Kong. I've seen that photo earlier. And there, once again, is Sydney Harbor. This is the fireworks show to top all fireworks show. It's unbelievable. The fireworks show in Sydney is absolutely the best on the planet. Although, unfortunately, it was woke as usual. They ruined it with their nonsense, their promotion of bizarre lifestyles and oddities, and their capitulation to indigenous nations. But it was incredible display nonetheless. A monk carries a bell-ringing ritual called the Joya no Kane at the Sensoji Temple in Tokyo at midnight. Check out these folks. Swimmers in Moosendorf, Switzerland, brave the cold waters of Lake Musse in a traditional New Year's Eve dip. Well, no thank you. No thank you. Oh, so there's some photographs from New Year's celebrations around the planet, folks. London Eye these days are expensive. It was, yeah, no. I've never been on it. I went to it, gosh, when did I try it? I tried it in 2015 when I was there for the World Cup, and it was too expensive, and the queue was around the block. I wasn't going to wait. There you had it was a Harry Potter thing or something like that across the street from us. So I went in there and checked that out. That was okay. A lot cheaper, no lines. Beautiful night in South Carolina. Good to hear, Janet. Happy to hear that. Want to know what it was like in 2025. It's the same old crap. Well, thank you. From the future, Smee again is telling me not to look forward to 2025. Well, New Year's resolutions. What's the deal? What are New Year's resolutions about? Have they been around? How long have you been doing it? Well, it turns out New Year's resolutions go back a long way, ladies and gentlemen. Thousands of years humans have been making resolutions to change their lives. Yep. So, Near the end of the year, the prospect of rising from the fog of holiday hustle, bustle, and feast to contemplate how to do better next year is welcomed by many, ignored by some, and resented by others. The practice of making New Year's resolutions may be done with optimistic intent, but usually by the second month of the year, about 64% of those self-improvement hopefuls abandon their goals, perhaps leaving some to wonder, why do we even have this tradition in the first place? Well, the answer, it turns out, traces back 3,000 to 4,000 years to the ancient Babylonian festival of Akitu, celebrated in April. The timing of the festival and beginning of the Babylonian New Year, which also sometimes occurred in March, marking the start of the farming season, was based on the Babylonian calendar. The ancient city of Babylon was located in what is now Iraq, roughly 55 miles south of Baghdad. Like many ancient New Year's festivals, Akitu lauded creation and fertility on both an agricultural and a cosmic scale. The mythic origin of the feast was the creation of the world by the god Marduk. According to the myth called Enemu Elish, the world came into existence when Marduk slew his female rival Tiamat, and created the heavens and earth out of her dismembered carcass. Well, that's a very pleasant thought, not. At the Akitu festival, people gathered to marvel at the wonders of creation and the victory of the murderous, bloody order over chaos. It was also at this festival the Babylonians engaged in the first form of New Year's resolutions, partly to placate the temperamental gods, such as vowing to pay off debts or returning borrowed farm equipment. Civilizations across the world have celebrated the turning of the year for millennia. Although the Romans didn't necessarily use the term resolutions, they tried to enter the new year with a positive mindset, as recorded by early first century texts such as the Roman poet Ovid's Fasti, six-part account of the Roman year and its religious festivals. Rome's highest officials resolved to remain loyal to the Republic and swore oaths to the emperor. So there you go. So it's a long-held desire to be better in the new year. Yep, but it's also a long-held tradition to break your resolutions. I don't make New Year's resolutions because I always thought they're silly. You either commit to something or you don't commit to something. You don't have a magical date of January 1st of changing your life. It rarely works out for people. Jean-Pierre Bosch, Happy New Year's. Great man. Well, thank you, Jean-Pierre. Very kind of you to say that. Finishing my drink, we'll listen in a few minutes. Artie, you can't listen when you're drinking? Dude, you listen with your ears, not your palate. We're approaching midnight here, just 36 minutes to the top of the hour and the next year. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for joining us. I did want to recap events from this year. We're going to get around to that here shortly. But yeah, New Year's Eve celebrations around the world. Take another peek here at when the times occurred when people hit New Year's based on my time. Okay, so, all right. So when the ball drops in New York City to herald the start of 2025, it's actually late to the party. The rest of the world has already had New Year's. Kiribati, an island in the Pacific, and it's the first place to kick off 2025 when it was just 5 a.m. on the East Coast. So yeah, wow. There are 39 different local time zones in use across the globe, some differing by 15 to 30 minutes compared to nearby zones, including 2 that are more than 12 hours ahead of Universal Time, Greenwich Mean Time, which means it takes 26 hours for the entire world to welcome the new year. Isn't that interesting? It's a 24-hour day, but it takes 26 hours for the world to get to the new year. Interesting. 2025 is very special. If you know why, then you pass mathematics. If you have to Google it, you lose. Well, I lose. I have no idea why 2025 matters. Okay, so at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, my time, which was about 18 hours ago, it was New Year's in Kiribati, also known for Christmas Island. All right, so at 5:15 in the morning, Chatham Islands off the east coast of New Zealand had New Year's. 6 a.m. my time, most of New Zealand celebrated New Year's. 7 a.m., parts of eastern Russia and more Pacific Islands, including the Marshall Islands and Tuvalu, celebrated. 8 a.m., much of Australia, including Melbourne and Sydney, and 7 more locations, including Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, Bougainville, and Papua New Guinea, and New Caledonia. At 8:30 a.m., a small region of Australia, including Adelaide, got New Year's. 9 a.m., the Australian state of Queensland and 6 more locations, including parts of Micronesia, the Northern Mariana Islands, a small part of Antarctica, and Guam. And at 9:30, Australia's Northern Territory celebrated New Year's. 10 o'clock, Japan, South Korea, a small portion of Russia, North Korea, and a small part of Indonesia, Timor, and Palau. Wow. So that was before we even did our first show in the morning. At 10:15, Western Australia. 11 a.m., China, Philippines, Malaysia, parts of Indonesia, Mongolia, Taiwan, Brunei, Russia's Irkutsk region, parts of Antarctica, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Macau. And by noon Eastern Standard Time when I was on the air, 11 o'clock I went on the air, and on the air at noon, much of Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, parts of Russia, Mongolia, part of Antarctica, and Australia's Christmas Island. 12:30, Myanmar and the Cocoa Islands. 1 o'clock, Bangladesh, parts of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Bhutan, and Omsk in Russia. Okay. And 1:15, Nepal. 1:30, India and Sri Lanka. 2 o'clock, Pakistan and Kazakhstan. The list goes on and on. So 3:30, Iran. 4 p.m., Moscow, Turkey, Iraq, Ethiopia, Somalia, Kenya, and 17 other locations. 5 o'clock, Greece, Egypt, Lebanon, Rwanda, Romania, and 26 other locations. Of course, 5 o'clock my time would have been when South Africa celebrated New Year's. So there you go. 6, Germany, Nigeria, Algeria, Italy. Did I get that right? 7 hours? That can't be right. 7 p.m., United Kingdom. That's right. Okay. 8 o'clock, Cape Verde. Yeah. And then 9, Greenland. 10, Brazil. 10:30, Newfoundland. 11, parts of Canada, Venezuela, Bolivia, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Aruba, Guyana, and 23 other spots. And then, finally, New Year's for me. New Year's for me. Midnight, East Coast United States, including New York City, Washington, D.C., Detroit, parts of Canada, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Cuba, Accra in Brazil, Panama, part of Mexico, Haiti, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, and part of Chile and the Cayman Islands. And there you have it. Then at 1 a.m. it's Central Standard Time here. Then 2 a.m. Mountain Time, 3 a.m. Pacific Time, 4 a.m. Alaska, and 5 a.m. Hawaii. And then at 7 a.m. we get to the last places on the planet who see New Year's, and that's much of the U.S. minor outlying islands, including Baker Island and Howland Island. American Samoa gets at 6 a.m. So American Samoa is 6 hours behind New Year's for me, and it's a full 26 hours after the whole thing starts. That's just crazy. It's the sum cubed of the numbers 1 to 9. All right, I'll take your word for that, Tony. I'm not a mathematician. All right, so folks, we're now down to just a little over half an hour before we get to New Year's here. So let's take a look back at the year. Not much chat going on here. We've got 17 people currently in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Let me see if you've 19 likes. We've got more likes than people here. That's good. That's a good sign. But definitely, maybe I should be in bed this hour or just watching TV. So I'll look back at moments that helped define 2024. This is from the Epic Times, and quite a few big moments here. We're going to talk about some of them. Topple Bridge, Chinese hackers, Hurricane Helene, and Trump surviving attempts on his life. What a year. President Reagan once said, some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in the world, but the Marines don't have that problem. I don't have that problem either. Harvard President Claudine Gay resigned on January 2nd, 2 months after she and other university administrators were questioned about anti-Semitism. Under questioning from Representative Lisa Stefanik of New York, a Harvard alumni, Gay said the students calling for the genocide of Jews did not necessarily violate the code of conduct. She later apologized for the remarks. And Claudine Gay, a woman less qualified to be the president of Harvard University than I am, based on her academic publishing record, mine is more extensive than hers. I've been published in books and have more articles published than her. She should never have been the president of Harvard. A clear, inept diversity hire. Yep. What a moron. Anyway, Mitch McConnell stepped down as the Senate Majority Leader February 28th, long overdue by about a century. And he will only now be succeeded by John Thune. So Mitch McConnell is still there, but he steps down. So on January 3rd, John Thune of South Dakota, a rhino, will become the next Senate Majority Leader. The terrorist attack in Russia, we've kind of forgotten about that, killed 145 people back on March 22nd. ISIS terrorist group claimed responsibility, but Putin alleged that the perpetrators attempted to flee to Ukraine. Terrorists on June 23rd attacked 2 cities in the Russian Republic of Dagestan, striking 2 synagogues, 2 churches, and a police post. 21 people killed, 46 injured. Well, and we'll never forget the toppling of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore over the Patapsco River, connecting the eastern and western side of the Chesapeake Bay. This idiotic tanker that ran into the bridge. Cargo ship collided with a supporting pillar of the 47-year-old Francis Scott Key Bridge on March 26, hurling steel, concrete, and people into the water. 6 people died. 2 were rescued. Incident closed Baltimore Harbor for 11 weeks, causing a major disruption to shipping. The The bridge remains closed, and 31,000 vehicles per day have to travel on alternate routes, which are not easy to take, folks. Trust me, I'm from the area. Israel and Iran trade strikes. Iran launched more than 300 cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and drones in a direct attack on Israel on April 13th. Wow. Israel said that it intercepted 99% of those missiles with cooperation with the U.S. and allied forces. This nonsense, this organized fake pro-Palestinian protest that is being organized by powers that we do not have access to, that the FBI is covering up. The FBI's counterterrorism group ought to be revealing to the public who is financing and who is behind this fake student protest movement that took place on universities calling for the death of Jews across our campuses in America and demanding things, telling us what vegan food we must deliver to them when they protest. Get stuffed. Protesters demand an end to the war in Gaza and divestment from Israel. Staged demonstrations more than 80 campuses in 30 states in April and May, just before they went home for the summer. Of course, they didn't stay in the summertime because they're lazy turds. It's the largest display of campus unrest since the anti-apartheid demonstrations of the 1980s. President Donald Trump convicted on bogus, trumped-up, no pun intended, bogus, trumped-up charges. A New York State jury found Trump guilty on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records for non-existent crime. He was convicted of a crime that does not exist. Yep. Shortly after the conviction was announced, he told reporters the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, and they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. And we know what happened. On November 5th, Donald Trump romped to a massive victory over Kamala Harris, the worst presidential candidate since Joe Biden. Yeah, anyway, a whole bunch of other cases, the Georgia case, the federal case, all lawfare intended to undermine the presidency and disrupt their political influence. And now it's comical to watch the political left whine about billionaires influencing Donald Trump, billionaires controlling Trump, billionaires like Elon Musk running the government, not Trump, billionaires, the rich. I'm sorry. You used the power of the government to try to steal an election by interfering in the election. The Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, these are people who should be suffering federal indictments for federal election interference and be prosecuted for their crimes attempting to overthrow the incoming presidency. This was a coup. Make no mistake, folks, this was a coup by the Democratic Party, by governors of New York, Georgia, a Republican no less, and by district attorneys and prosecuting attorneys from all over the country, and by the Department of Justice, who illegally, unconstitutionally appointed a special counsel, who then spent millions of dollars of our money to prosecute Donald Trump for a non-existent crime. Jack Smith should be indicted for fraud, as well as his boss, Meritless Garden, from the Department of Justice. Yep. Trump survived 2 assassination attempts that we're aware of. Folks, there may have been more assassination attempts. We just simply don't know about it. We just do not know about it. Trump survived an assassination attempt famously on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania, when he was shot in the head. 20-year-old gunman gained access to a roof just 300 feet from Trump at an outdoor rally. 1 bystander was killed and 2 others severely wounded. Trump dropped to the ground but soon rose, surrounded by Secret Service. His ear bloodied, his fists raised and shouted, "Fight, fight, fight." The moment provided one of the most vivid images of presidential history, in American history, in global history, and sparked bipartisan criticism of Kimberly Cheadle, the Secret Service diversity hire, who resigned 10 days later. And of course, this is the most iconic image we're ever going to see right there. Donald Trump in that moment. NVIDIA has become the largest U.S. company, not by employment or revenue, but by size. NVIDIA surpassed Apple to become the world's most valuable company. Demand for artificial intelligence chips fueled the surge in stock price. Lawmakers noted the company's rise with investors. Senator Elizabeth Warren called for an antitrust investigation of NVIDIA, which she said controls 90% of the high-end AI chip market and 98% of the graphics processing unit market. So here's the problem with monopolies. If a company invents a sector, unless they have anti-competitive practices that they're involved in, they shouldn't be prosecuted or charged or pursued for monopolistic practices. Someone else must come along and invent the same thing. It's not up to NVIDIA to give away their technology so the competitors can outcompete them. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. In the open marketplace, Netscape produced a far superior browser and a pop mail client than Microsoft. Microsoft's Internet Explorer was garbage. It oftentimes wouldn't even load images back in the early days. It was pathetic. It was horrible. but Microsoft bundled it with its software and promoted it on its desktop while not bundling other software, intentionally undermining the market with an unfair marketplace, unfair business practices. So they paid a stiff price for that, $500 million, $574 million, I think was the settlement they had to pay to Netscape for their monopolistic practices. Now, that is where the government should get involved. But in the artificial intelligence market, NVIDIA has not done anything that I'm aware of to prevent other people from developing artificial intelligence chips or graphics chips. They corner the market because they produce the best product. So enough of the nonsense. Elizabeth Warren is a shill. She's a bought and paid for troll. She's a pathological liar who is a race hustler who is still sitting in the Senate when she should be tossed out on her ear and probably charged with crimes for violating federal law. Yep. President Biden. Now, by the way, NVIDIA is an American company which produces chips in America. And she wants to go after them, but she's ignoring the Chinese companies which dump memory chips, RAM chips, hard drives on our marketplace at below cost to steal market share and drive American producers out of business. But Elizabeth Warren is concerned about NVIDIA. What an idiot. Joe Biden withdrew from the presidential race on July 21st after a disastrous so-called debate performance, and he was chased out of the race by Barry and his merry band of lunatics. Yep. All right. Are we still live? Let's take a look and see. Yeah, we're still live. 16 people here. Wow, we're up and down. Not a whole lot of people. 21 likes, though. Still doing better than the number of people here. It's a bad hour for South Africans to be tuning in. I get that. So, after his debate, several prominent Democrats demanded that he would leave, including George Clooney. Like I give a crap what he's got to say. No other presidential candidate was withdrawn from a re-election campaign that far into the race. Lyndon Johnson ended his campaign at the end of March in 1968. Harry Truman withdrew March 29th in 52. Israel kills top leaders of Hamas and Hezbollah. Yeah, good job on them. Israel claimed responsibility for August 1st for a July airstrike in the Gaza Strip that killed Hamas military leader Mohammed Deif, a person who they had imprisoned and released, and he launched this war which killed well over 1,000 people in one day. The announcement was made a day after the apparent Israeli assassination attempt of Ismail Haniyeh in Iran. Prisoner exchange frees Americans in Russia. Yes, Americans freed as the Biden regime gives away all kinds of stuff. But they left Paul Whelan in prison for another year while they let the scumbag WNBA, lesbian-hating, America-hating troll Brittany Griner out of prison, the druggie who took drug paraphernalia and drugs into Russia and was correctly sentenced to prison for her crimes. Whereas Paul Whelan, an American Marine, was left to rot in prison for another year while the likes of Brittany Griner got to come back to America, where she could hate on our country again. Yeah. Ukraine invades Russia. We know about that. That was 2.5 years ago. Yep. No, that was Russia invading Ukraine. Were you listening? Yeah, no, Ukraine actually invaded Russia. They turned the tables. On August 6th, in a surprise attack, Ukraine changed the war. At least they thought they did. Ukrainian forces tried to draw Russian troops out of occupied Ukrainian territory. They claimed about 444 square miles of Kursk by August 15th. It raised morale in Ukraine, but Russia counterattacked and regained much of the territory within a few weeks. A Chinese Communist Party agent was arrested in New York State. The former deputy chief of staff to Governor Kathy Hochul was arrested on September 3rd for spying on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party. Linda's son and her husband, Christopher Hu, were charged with multiple crimes. Yet more Democrats in the orbit of Chinese spies. Why is it we're not finding Republicans sleeping with Chinese spies, Fang Fang, or hiring them as their drivers or their chiefs of staff? Only the Democrats. Exploding pagers are one of the most incredible, successful special operations of all time. The Israelis penetrated Hezbollah and shipped explosive devices inside of pagers and brick radios. And then they wiped out the entire leadership by blowing them up. Pagers and walkie-talkies exploded in a series of incidents on September 17th, 18th, killing dozens and wounding thousands across Lebanon. Hezbollah leaders said through an intermediary that members of various Hezbollah-aligned military units and political institutions were injured in the blast. Israeli President Isaac Herzog said on September 22nd that his country was not involved in the attacks. Yeah, okay. Sure. Two people identified as retired Israeli agents said in a 60 Minutes interview on December 22nd that Israel had undertaken this operation, which was some 10 years in the making. Yeah, of course we know that the Israelis did that. Come on. Who you kidding? Who you kidding? We didn't do it. What are you, Shaggy? It wasn't me. Picture this. We were both butt naked there on the bathroom floor. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. No, it was you. Come on, man. Be serious. Roger Rabbit has showed up. Happy New Year to you. We're now down to 19 minutes from the new year, folks. Hurricane Helene batters the southeast. Oof, man, horrible storm. Yep, made landfall on September 26, become the deadliest hurricane in the continental United States since Katrina back in 2005. It's a Category 4 hurricane, caused 150 direct fatalities that we know about. Average number of named storms per season, well, we don't care about that. But look at the devastation here of buildings in Bat Cave, North Carolina, from this image taken on October 8th. Just entire towns obliterated, roads wiped out, just lives completely destroyed. What a horrific situation. SpaceX catches a rocket. This was super cool. We covered this. Remember this? When the rocket came back down from the Starship? Called a giant booster rocket, part of the Starship system with a pair of mechanical arms as it arrived back at the launch pad in Boca Chica after propelling a craft towards space. The first ever such landing was a milestone in the campaign to create a fully reusable rocket. Starship, when fully tested, is intended for use in landing astronauts on the moon's south pole, according to NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, who sent congratulations. The most recent lunar landing by America was 52 years ago. Wow. Trump defeats Harris and GOP captures the Senate and keeps the House. Yep. Donald Trump. Yep. The outcome offers Trump a second chance implementing his America First agenda, which focuses on border security, stimulating the economy, and taking back our country. Chinese Communist Party hacks U.S. telecom. November 13th, federal officials announced the Chinese had broken into our telecommunications. They breached AT&T, CenturyLink, and Verizon, as well as other telecom providers. And they targeted Harris and Trump. A cyber attack has been in progress since Trump left office in 2021 and is continuing. Joseph Biden pardoned his drug-addicted prostitute. What's the word I'm looking for? Pandering son on December 1st. The blanket pardon covers any federal offenses Hunter Biden may have committed from January of 2014 through December 1st of 2024. Wow. He had said he would never pardon his son, but he lied. He lied. Health insurance CEO gunned down. Brian Thompson, a 50-year-old, was murdered on December 4th, walking in the streets of Manhattan. Luigi Mangione has become a folk hero for the political left, blaming Brian Thompson for his own murder because healthcare insurance is unfair. So we should just go kill people? I don't like how my burger was cooked. Does that mean I can kill people? What a bunch of nonsense. And the Notre Dame Cathedral finally reopens after the massive fire, billions spent on this. President Trump was one of 50 foreign leaders invited by French President Emmanuel Macron to attend the ceremonies. Wow. As a symbol of Paris reopened, Trump was poised to complete one of the most remarkable political comebacks in American history. I have been to Paris multiple times since this damn thing burned and have not been inside Notre Dame. Now I'll get a chance to finally go back inside and see the beauty when I return to Paris next time. The Assad regime fell, after 24 years in power, an inglorious end to Bashar al-Assad's government. His father, of course, Hafez Assad, led this country for decades. And those are some of the major events of 2024. Hunter's pardon is an admission of guilt, I agree. NWA says, Happy New Year from Western Cape. Well, thank you, NWA. Appreciate that. They're so afraid to turn their TV AC units on. Who was that? Extremist. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Hezbollah. Yeah, they didn't want to turn anything on. Yeah, they were paralyzed. Yep. People need to do their homework, says Tony. There's a landing. That stuff left behind will be there for millions of years. What landing? What are you talking about? Any major events happening in 25? Yeah, absolutely. I'll be elected president of Kiribati. No, the Western Cape will secede from South Africa, and I'll be brought in to organize the Ministry of Defense and protect it against incursions from the Republic of South Africa. I don't think that's going to happen. The war in Ukraine will wrap up. Hezbollah will be defeated, and the United States will have a severe deficit as we get a tax break And initially, revenue falls short until it recovers as the economy grows rapidly in the following years. Heavy ad push on saving animals. Okay, thanks. Justin Trudeau will be thrown out of office. The CDU will retake power in Germany, unfortunately. Mosquitoes, what's this? All right. So Arctic is here. F. Justin Trudeau. Yeah, no doubt about that. So that is, all right. So is this New York? Let me see.
We know about the ball drop in New York City. Let's talk about the peach drop. That's what happens there in Atlanta. And
yeah, so they're going down to Atlanta. All right, so that's Fox News. We'll keep that going there. 16 people currently here. What I want to do is just go check on something here very quickly. So we're down about 13 minutes before New Year's here on the East Coast. And I just want to take a look at how we're doing on those videos I've been producing. So the first one I did on the Snakes on a Plane, I'm an ANC bitch. That one's kind of peaked out at 18,800, but we've gained 96 subscribers from it. Overnight, we gained a few more subscribers and a little more revenue from it, another $2 of the ad revenue. Somebody watched the ads. Thank you for that. So that one's 18,800 views. After that, I followed that video up with Meet Mzansi, self-described ANC bitch. That's 3,200. Then I'm an ANC bitch, 3,500. Then the next one I did was No Fly List for Nobs Mkizi after racist rants, physical and verbal assault. That one is at 27,600. And New Year's Day, it's pretty slow, salty cracks. At this hour, okay, it's starting to pick back up. So it was at 10 o'clock, it was 73, but 11 o'clock, it's 155 views per hour, which is good. It was getting 1,000 at this morning, but then it tapered off. Yeah, it tapered off considerably, 1,000 per hour. But it's picked back up. It hasn't been this low since 6 p.m. So it's because people are getting up in South Africa. Hopefully it'll have a good day in South Africa and keep going. And maybe we can have another good day and get it to 40 or 50,000 views, which would be incredible. But 94 subscribers on that one. That one's got almost $9 in Super Chat revenue. Thank you for that one. Appreciate it. It's been up for a day and a half now. Okay. Hey, there's Chris Marie. She's in here. Thank you for joining. Some folks just came in. We jumped up a few more viewers. So that's at 27,600 views on that one. So that's my best performing video in December, if I'm not mistaken. At least on this channel. I had more views on my rugby channel. Then I did the reaction one. Where I reacted to people's comments. That one's got about 2,000 views. In fact, it's right at 1,981, so it should hit 2,000 here soon. And that's getting 9 subscribers. So then I did I'm an ANC bitch. That one's funny. I love that video. Let me play that one for you guys. That's hilarious. Not many people on that one, just 687 views, but that one's, I think, hilarious. Let me find that one. Come on. That's not what I want to do. Documents. Here we go. Let's open a new window. Come on. Okay, Wondershare. I got to clean up my drive. I'm running out of space on it. It's a problem with a 1 terabyte drive. You need much bigger than that. The solid state drives were so expensive when I bought this that I had to go with a smaller one than I wanted, which is 1 terabyte. Oh, here we go. This thing is so frustrating. I have to reboot this computer. So, Chris Marie says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Chris Marie. In the future, it's still the past here. Oh, Keir Starmer will also be tossed down this year. That's correct. So let me see the Joku ad. This is the one I think. All right. So yeah, this is it. Here you go. This is the one that I put together, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if this is the one I put together. Yeah, this is the one I put together. This old Joku tea ad. So, so this is the one I put together. So this one, here we go.
9:30 Cape Town now.
I'm sorry, sir. That flight is...
That is a business class ticket.
Yes, sir. We could arrange a
Do you know who I am?
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
There's a gentleman here who doesn't know who he is.
I'm an ANC bitch. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that one didn't do so well. And then the one I did the other one talking about the other incident, which has apparently occurred at the Food Lovers Market in Four Ways. And that one is taking off a little bit this morning. It's been up for a few hours, but it was late at night when it first came up. So that one's at 2,300 views. Yep. And 363. So 10% here in this hour. So it's taking off. Hopefully it'll keep going. You called me a baboon. No, I said babu, not baboon. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, we're down to 9 minutes before the hour. So here we go. Why do I have two of these? Did I download the same song twice? Interesting. Interesting.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze.
Robert Houston, light it up.
Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna let it rain.
You might recognize this from my theme music. That's Robin Houston from Light It Up. Yeah, and you may notice that from my theme music. I've played it a few times. But download some more music that's not going to be hit with copyright strikes from YouTube. We'll start playing some of that for my videos. I decided I'll take some images by trips and I'll play the song and I'll put all the videos in there. So we'll use that for starting off the show. I'll work on that tomorrow, New Year's Day, which is just 7 minutes away. Yeah, you called me a baboon. No, I called you Babu. Babu, Babu. Oh my goodness. Oh, this thing. Welcome to the Jungle, the United Spot, man. What do they got going now? These guys are so funny.
Shoot that guy on the roof over there? What? Where? Right over there. About 150 yards away.
United Spot. These guys are too funny, man. They got Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton are the snipers, and Joe Biden. I did that.
I don't see anybody. He's right there on the roof. Oh, yeah. I see him. Hang on. Let me ask the boss. Hello? What's up?
Look at Hillary's tongue hanging out. What's up? Oh, these guys are too funny, man. Let me ask the boss. Let me ask the boss. Oh, these guys are too funny, man.
What's going on? I'm at the church, so make it quick. Sorry about...
Sorry, Biden. Do you see how dingy Biden's teeth are? That's gonna make me gonna hurl, man. His teeth are so nasty. Oh my gosh. Let me jump ahead a little bit here. Whoops. Please rate your ad. They're excellent. Okay, the ads. Here's Joe and Obama fleeing from the cops now in the same video.
If I was driving, you want some KFC? Would that make you feel better? My life is so hard. Every day's a struggle.
Every day's a struggle. My life is so hard. You want some KFC? Oh, wait, they're reacting. Trump is the cop. Okay, this is good. Trump is the cop. I can't play it all because I'll get a copyright claim. Here I'm just promoting their material, so.
Joe just repeated everything I said. Well, I sat in my living room watching The View in my pajamas. So at what point did you steal the election? Wait, what? I didn't steal the election? You...
What point did you steal the election? Jeez. I swear to God. What the hell is this, Picard? Now Trump is Picard? What the hell is this? This is hilarious.
I'm going to call the Ukraine. We're going to need some of that money back. All right, team, let's set a course to make America great again.
Notice he's got the bandage on his ear. Did you see that? Trump's got the bandage on his ear playing Jean-Luc Picard. Oh my God, that's too funny. He's got the bandage on his ear, man.
Some of that money back. All right, team, let's set a course to make America great again. That's not gonna happen, Trump. Not gonna happen, Trump. We ain't taking no orders. But I'm the captain of this ship, and I'm giving you an order. Here it is.
Maxine Waters is Worf. Oh, dear God. Nancy Pelosi is the medical officer. Oh, God. Dr. Crusher, Beverly Crusher.
Democracy, Trump. Now get off my plane. So you're telling me you'd rather crash than take orders from me? We don't take orders from racists. Yeah.
Elon Musk is data. Look at Hillary. Oh, God. This stuff is killing me, man. Elon Musk plays Data, but he's green. Data's not green. He's kind of like, I don't know, pale, whatever color. I'm going to pee myself.
And we don't listen to dictators either. Hitler, jeez. Tell me how you really feel. Nice ear patch.
Look at Mark Hamill. It's Luke Skywalker. More like Luke Lardass. It's a return of Cockknocker. Yeah, he's more like he's gray. It's a return of Cockknocker. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Oh, we got P. Diddy. Oh, we got to get to that. Let's jump up ahead to P. Diddy here. This is going to be good here. Is P. Diddy in prison now? Oh, my goodness.
First, I said, hey, ain't that Jeffrey's old cell? You know, I think it is. And would you look at that? The cameras are still broken. What y'all...
Hey, P. Diddy, isn't that Jeffrey's old cell? Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, look at that. The cameras are still broken. I can put him on suicide watch. It's a facial improvement on Nancy Pelosi. I think you're right about that. Oh, my goodness. We're down to just 2 minutes here, folks. It's going to be New Year's. Let me get to the ball. We'll get back to P. Diddy later. Let's do P. Diddy real quick. Just a little bit of that, and then we'll get back.
What y'all doing here? Y'all come to get your freak on? Hell yeah, I want to get my freak on. Hell. I mean, no, I don't want to get my
You want to get your freak on. Oh, dear God. Whoa, I didn't mean to open that. Come on. All right, so we got countdown to midnight here. It's about 3 minutes according to this. So now I got to close Opera. It opened up on me again. Quit Opera. But it won't quit. I hate that. Opera won't shut down, so let's shut it down. All right, we got 2 minutes to go, so we can do a little bit more of this. This stuff is hilarious, man. P. Diddy. Okay, let's jump ahead and see what else is next in this thing. What is this? Nancy's talking to somebody. I don't know what she's talking to here. Oh, she's talking to AOC. AOC's. Oh no, it's Kamala Harris wearing it. It's Kamala Harris. Here we go. She's talking to Kamala Harris.
Obama! Caw-caw! Farewell, old friend. Say hi to Jeffrey for me. Hello, this is Obama. Hey, Obama. It's me, Kamala. Oh, gosh, it's Kamala.
She can't reach anybody. Oh, my goodness. Oh, here we go. It's the Ho housewife.
That means somewhere right now, a woman is missing her apron.
Tonight's not just a...
Oh, dear God. That is too funny. All right. We're going to count down to midnight now. Here, we're close. This is, let me get my, hang on a second here. Let me get this camera on over here. I'm going to have to bring it to this side. And we're down the last minute here. A countdown for New Year's. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Happy New Year. Oh, boy, I can hear it outside. It's really picking up out there. Man, oh, man. You should hear it outside here. All right, well, Happy New Year, folks. Oh, a cute gay dude's kissing. Thanks for that. I guess Kia sponsored this. Kia sponsored it for 2025. Yep. So, hate that more than the bell. All that. Is that true, Arctic? You're a grumpy old man, Arctic. Happy New Year. I'm the old man. You're the grumpy one. Well, it's officially 2025 here on the East Coast. We've caught up with the rest of the world, but the rest of our country is still living in the past. Especially California. They're really living in the past. Man, hang on a second. Let me look outside. Wow. There's a lot of fireworks here. And I'm not even near a metropolitan area. There's a lot of fireworks going off out there. Typical American New Year sponsored by Kia. No, New York City sponsored by Kia, not America. Yeah. Thank you, Tony. Happy New Year to you. A couple more hours before you get yours, but I won't be up for your New Year's because it's a bit late for me. But thank you. A lot to drink, so blame my comments on whiskey till further notice. Well, I hope you're not flying for 12 hours or so. Yep. One of my favorite TV shows is Arctic Air. That's a Canadian show. Tony, you probably know that show, Arctic Air. Unfortunately, it was funded by the Canadian government, so they canceled it because they didn't have enough money after 3 seasons with Adam Beach. Love that show. And Pascal Hutton, what a gorgeous woman. Really love that show. Yeah, Arctic Air. It was kind of a takeoff of the ice pilots in Northwest. Yep. Oh, not flying tomorrow night. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, flying tomorrow night to California. Okay. Yep. All right. You got to, let me hitch a ride, man. When you come to Harrisburg next time, tell me where you're going and let me hop a ride on the plane so I can go somewhere, and then I'll just find my way back. Never watched it. I don't watch TV, only sports and movies. Oh, shame, Tony. It's a really good show. All right. Yeah, it's very loud out here, but I forgot to go out and look for the Northern Lights tonight. They're visible tonight, so I screwed that up. But I really couldn't see it because of rain clouds, so I didn't really screw it up. Gina Mullman says, Happy New Year 2 hours ago, Gina. Okay, cool. All right, so you're not in South Africa. 2 hours ago. All right, Gina. All right, so Happy New Year's to everybody. I like to learn things instead, says Tony. Okay. One of my dogs is not enjoying the fireworks, but the other one's asleep. Yeah, Janet, no, that's the thing. It's pets don't like that at all. Went to Mexico today, saw the airport, spoke to 2 Mexicans and left. Yeah, no, I'll pass on the Mexico. I don't need to see Mexico again, ever. Canada, I don't mind seeing. I like it out west. It's nice out there. Yep. And also like the Atlantic provinces. The only place I'm not really fond of is Ontario. So, never been to Saskatchewan. Been to British Columbia. I've been to Alberta. I've been to New Brunswick, PE, Quebec, Ontario, Nova Scotia. Been all over, but not everywhere. So Saskatchewan, Nunavut, and Northwest Territories I've never been to, but those are kind of out there. Nunavut. Wow, it's really loud. It's like artillery, folks. Man, yeah, good thing I'm not having PTSD. It's like freaking artillery going off out there. Yep. Anyway, so, wow, folks. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. I can understand Canada, but why the hell would Trump want to incorporate Mexico? Oh, no, we don't want Mexico. Bribery and corruption works like a charm down Mexico. Give the dude $50 left in 30 minutes while my peers sat there for 4 hours. Yep. Exactly right. Exactly right. Yep. Oh, I don't want Canada. I said, no, Canada's okay. I mean, take that over Mexico. Big bangs here tonight, says Mike, over near Philadelphia. All right. Well, Mike, that's probably just gunshots, man. You are near Philadelphia. It's probably just gunshots you're hearing. It's not. It's a gangland shooting. It's not the fireworks, Mike. Yeah. No. When I was in Fort Meade, they had some pretty good fireworks shows at Fort Meade. 2 most dangerous things what are the 2 most dangerous things on an airport? Passengers. Just from his house, says Mike. Okay. Okay. So, no, it's not the passengers. Oh my goodness. Yikes. Birds and ice. Yeah, that'd be my guess. Birds and ice. Yeah. Icing. Yep, and birds. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Good estimate there, Tony. A pilot with a screwdriver and a cabin attendant with broken tooth. Ooh. Arctic, ease up on the alcohol, buddy. You've had too much to drink. Anyway, yeah, so, oh my goodness. Look for Byron Shepard to be back on the program here very soon, so we'll be talking to Byron again. A pilot with a screwdriver. Wow. Anyway, Mike, Happy New Year's to you, and to Janet, and to Light Rain, and all the folks here in the U.S., Gina, and now Arctic, who's here in the States right now. Moon Dancer, Happy New Year to you over there in Cape Town. Tony in Canada, Happy New Year's to you. Birds are not dangerous. They just stink when the engine eats them. Yeah, okay. All right. If you hit one, sure, but if you hit a flock of Canada geese, you're gonna choke the intakes unless you got some big jet engines there, man. Yikes. Anyway, all right, guys, it's after midnight. We're gonna call it. All right, we're gonna put a lid on it, just like Joe Biden. It's time to put a lid on it. It's after midnight, and this is my third broadcast today, plus how many, I got big engines. How many videos did I do? Let me just take a look at that and see. So on December 31st, I published 1, 2, 3 prepared videos. December 30th, 1, 2, 3 prepared videos. December 29th, 1, 2, 3 videos. So 3 days in a row, I produced 3 videos. Plus I did, how many live streams over the past few days? So I did on December 31st, I did 1, 2, 3 live streams. December 30th, 2 live streams. December 29th, 1. So busy few days there. And Shawnee says you did great. Well, thank you for that. And from Minnesota, I'll go find other Americans to tell my jokes to. There's Light Rain. Shawnee, I didn't know you were there. You did great. Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, lots of stuff. Hopefully it pays off. You all missed your chance to get your final Super Chat in for the year. So we're done on Super Chats for the year. That's going to finish it up. So it's time for 2025, and we haven't gotten one yet. Haven't got a first Super Chat of 2025, so your chance to do that. Now, the first Super Chat for South Africa's 2025 went to Marilyn Brokenshaw, if I'm not mistaken. Seriously, Happy New Year, Colonel. Thanks for the streams. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, I hope so too, Arctic. I hope to see you again. We should say again. We met before. So, all right, guys. I'm kind of envious of you, Arctic. I didn't want to go into aviation, but now I kind of wish I had. But nah, wouldn't have lived the life that I did live if I'd gone into aviation. Would have been a very different path. Knowing as adventurous as I am, I probably would have got shot down in combat. So, anyway, thanks everybody. Happy New Year, and we'll see you tomorrow or later today, I should say. Cheers, and have a good night. Be safe, and stay away from the fireworks. They're dangerous. Yeah, I know I got you missing the family. Well, I mean, look, I was in the Army for 36 years. I know what missing the family is all about and what it's like for months on end, not just a few weeks. So, all right, cheers, guys. See you later.